right now it's just Michael joining me.
Just Michael, thanks. Hi, guys.
Well, it's Michael nonetheless, but, oh my god. What is this? Ah, there we
That's
go.
now canon, as we say.
And pulling up the chat. That way I can keep an eye on things.
So, what are we doing tonight?
We are doing Kingdoms of Amalur. And, I was kind of hoping a little bit more people would join us. Because we're going to start a new character. And, well, I am playing the game through normal. Tonight's just going to be a casual kind of thing. I should probably
From the
adjust
beginning,
volume.
we were wrong.
Maybe.
Volume mixer. Sorry, everybody, for doing really strange things.
Yes, because not one of you have ever seen what, maintaining your volume looks like on a computer. That's completely odd. How dare we?
Nah, it's more of the... No one gets to see what this is. But I'm just...
Only now, well into the second decade of the conflict, have we begun to understand the
I kinda like the
mistakes
world
we
of
have
it, though.
made. We lived in harmony among
because
the
it
Fae,
actually
in
takes
a world
Celtic myth
awakened to
into
new magic.
consideration.
Perhaps we should have foreseen what
kinda
might
weird.
be born on this rising tide.
Very little, actually.
What force
Very few
might
games,
awaken.
let alone RPGs,
A
ever
force
actually touch on it.
Powerful enough to twist even the eternal and
At least in any
immutable
real
Fae
game.
folk.
Actually, I'm gonna skip the schematic because fuck it. I want to try and get to the in-game volume to... I should have adjusted it in the in-game.
What do you think this one is then? Could even be a Jotun.
Probably, but
Always a surprise, eh, Gran?
Eyes on the job, boy. Don't matter what it is.
Although I
Dead's
do kind of
dead.
like the
And
start
be
of the game
thankful for
because
that. All
literally
we've seen. Go on and pull
you're
that
being
sheet up.
basically,
It'll need to be in our report, one way or the other.
on a cart being sent to an incinerator.
oh,
Yep, because you're dead.
well, this took a dark turn already.
Yep.
I guess restart the game because you're already dead.
Not quite. This is where some of the actual kind of like lore of Celtic mythology comes in. But I was kind of hoping that more people would join us so we could...
And someone just did.
Oh,
Hello,
oh, it's Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. Hi,
Oh no, she can't speak. Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
Oh boys. Okay, she can hear us.
What about now? She popped out and in again.
Okay,
And come on, let it work.
I can hear her.
Hi.
Yay!
Hi.
Yay! Okay,
My
so...
dog is staring at me right now.
Ah,
Why do I need to do that?
I don't know. But, since you joined us, we now have another person that can help with decision-making, since we're starting.
Uh-oh.
Love decision making.
Okay. Admittedly, like, unlike some games where there's, like, 7 or 8 races that you can play through. Squirm! Oh, yeah. There's only 4 races that you can play as. And 2 genders. And gender is meaningless in this because they do not change any kind of bonuses.
So it's just a social construct?
I would put it as just an aesthetic construct in this case. But yes, social. In this case, the 4 races are Almain, Varani, Loselfar, and Dokelfar. Almain are a warlike and religious nation of storied origin. Many Almain come from the Phalans, seeking freedom while honoring the traditions of their homeland. Varani are hardened by the high seas. They are just as frequently pirates and mercenaries as they are shrewd merchants. They favor swords and daggers and are seaworthy weapons. Loselfar are a proud and ancient people from the frozen lands of the north, judge themselves fit to divine right from the wrong under wind, sun, and sky, and met an even-handed jaundice. And then we have Dokelfar, are renowned as sophisticated students of magic and diplomacy. While they do not shy from conflict, they prefer to resolve disputes with subtlety and with grace or efficiency in silence. What this translates to is Almain has bonuses to alchemy, persuasion, and blacksmithing. Varani has detect hidden, lockpicking, and mercantile. These are bonuses, by the way. Loselfar have alchemy, sagecraft, and dispelling, while Dokelfar has persuasion, stealth, and sagecraft.
I like the one that's best for mages, but that's me.
So, a Dokelfar.
I think so. Was that the 4th one?
That was the 4th one.
Yeah, that's the one that I like. But again, I mean, that's just my personal opinion, and it's not my stream, so I'm willing to be overridden.
Okay, Mackenzie?
Mackenzie?
No!
I know her right here.
Oh, there she
Oh,
is.
there she is.
I don't know what to. I'm confused and just like what?
Okay, do you want a tank, a rogue, a bard, or a mage? Oh wait, no, paladin or a mage.
Is this for? How should I say? Like just set.
Okay,
Which one I would play, or which one I think you should play, kind of.
which one would you suggest I play?
You, or paladin or tank?
Wow. I wish we had a coin flip here.
Oh wait, what are the? Did I do exactly what you guys said?
No, we were like I was asking of opinion of like what I should play, and so we have.
I gave 1 and you gave 2 more, so so now we get to debate which one is the one he's actually going to play.
Yeah, and then like if preferred
Which
gender.
one did you suggest?
Michael.
I suggested the mage.
Mage.
Just go with mage.
But that's because that's what I would play, and also what he plays in 14.
Go
Yeah.
mage then. Whatever. Go mage.
Okay. Male or female?
Genderism doesn't matter. It's just a social construct.
Let's go for male.
Male. Okay.
No, I said female.
Oh,
Female.
female. Okay, so boobles.
Mhm.
Okay, and we get a bonus, which we have wisdom, love, death, fate, mischief, and none. What these bonus... I was about to explain what each of these bonuses do.
Okay, I'll say fate after you're done.
Okay, wisdom, plus 10% mana. Love, plus 5% health, plus 1% chance to critical hit. Death, plus 1% chance to critical hit, plus 8% critical hit damage. Fate is plus 5% mana and plus 5% mana regen per second. Mischief is plus 6% poison, plus 6% poison resistance, and none is plus 1% experience bonus.
So I'm a man of my word. I'm saying fate. Once again.
Okay.
Even though just because that is really amazing, and also because fate.
Yeah. And Mackenzie, your suggestion?
Fate. Let's go for that.
Fate it is.
Fate.
Okay.
There's
And
no
we
fate
have
on
5
it.
presets, all of which are kind of... admittedly, this was made back in 2012, so this is 2012 stuff, 2012 looking stuff, which means hair looks like Lego hair.
Yay, Lego hair. That's my favorite kind of hair.
Admittedly, like, I can go in here and then change just every aspect if I really wanted to, which I'm probably going to. So, and in this case, I will take over from here because I am going to do the actual... let's see here. How does everybody feel about a Dark Elf?
I am generally very positive about Dark Elves. Why do you ask?
Because we're pretty much playing a Dark Elf.
Yay!
Cool shit, man.
So, sorry if everybody's just kind of trying to figure out. Okay. Admittedly, while I'd like a mohawk, I feel that these characters look much better with hair on them.
Well, then no mohawk it shall be.
Yeah. Let's see here. Any, requests for specific facial tattoos, Michael? Or...
I'm not generally a fan of facial tattoos, so I will stay silent on that one.
Butterfly. Is there a butterfly?
If there's a butterfly, you're now committed.
Let's see if there's one that looks like a butterfly. Most of these tend to look like, I want to say tribal tattoos.
Well, if there's any tribal tattoos that vaguely resemble a butterfly's wings, you have your marching orders.
I have to change the hairstyle briefly just so we can get a better look at facial tattoos.
If you weren't ready for it, you shouldn't have asked about it.
And okay, looking at all the tattoos, there's none that really strike a butterfly chord.
That's unfortunate. I was suddenly looking forward to it.
The closest one literally looks like somebody put a bat on top of somebody's eyes.
That sounds great. Do it.
Okay. Preference on color?
Pink.
Let's see if they have pink. Yes, there is a pink. I'm guessing max intensity.
Of course.
Okay. And confirm. There we go.
Looks like one of the Dockhole women. Held up pretty good too. All right then. Make sure it goes into the report. You know he'll want all the details.
Amazing how well the body held up. Better than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving. Must have been born under a lucky star, this one.
Anything else we need?
Unless you'd like to name her, I think we're done. Put her with the others.
Ah, yes. Now for the next part. What should we name our character? What was
the
that?
last name is Stuff.
Okay, I missed the first part.
Stuff.
Stuff. Michael? You okay with stuff?
Sure, stuff works.
Stuff it is. And down into the incinerator we go.
Well, that's it for you.
Yay! Now we can roll a new character because we just incinerated ourselves already.
What?
And we wake up in a pile of corpses.
That sounds like a Saturday night for me.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Yep, that's a big pile of corpses.
As you would expect.
And that's a really shitty incinerator.
Also as you would expect.
So, for Mackenzie, who wasn't here when we were kind of doing the intro, basically, we basically wake up dead because, admittedly, we skipped it. Options.
We skipped waking up dead?
We kind of skipped. Let's see here. Turning everything down. Except maybe dialogue. Well, technically we skipped one brief part where it just shows off basically somebody coming up and taking a blade to our face.
Oh, good.
That's a good thing to skip.
And we actually do let's see. Well, let's loot this poor skeleton of his 10 coins. And disposal notes. Let's see here. Signed by somebody named Morris Hughes. And apparently he requires a lot of corpses. Rusty sword. And, whoops. Oh, that guy's gone into the incinerator. But to explain something we skipped over, is that essentially we're in a...
Scatter, children of dust! Scatter before the might of the Tuatha!
Somebody just got killed. But essentially what's going on is that we are essentially in Celtic mythology. Kind of. The reason why I say kind of is that it's one of those series that takes liberties with pretty much everything. Oh, great. Our first enemies of the game. Rats. Of unusual size.
You know, as often as rats of unusual size are in RPGs, I'm starting a petition to call them rats of unusual size.
Stay away!
They're called, in Princess Bride, they're referred to as rodents of unusual size.
Yep.
Fair. I think they were.
Sorry, I'm like such a purist. I have to fix one word.
As you wish.
Speaking of things coming up, who's ready to watch Lady Hawk on Monday?
Ooh, that's a really good idea.
Is it?
Yes!
Okay, I have no idea.
You've never watched Lady Hawk?
I don't think I've ever watched Lady Hawk.
Oh. Oh my.
There's a handsome man in it.
Let's just say this, you will like the plot. You will love the plot.
I'll like the plot.
Yes. Because the plot of Lady Hawk is two lovers are cursed to never see each other.
Oh right, I've heard about
Human
that. Yeah,
form.
because during the day one turns into a bird or something, and then the other one turns into an owl at night.
Wolf at night.
It's a
Wolf at
wolf.
Close enough, but yeah,
And
they're cursed. They're cursed to never see each other. They can never be human at the same time, except for at the very moment of dusk and sunrise and sunset.
Up there, please help me!
In the clip,
Please!
Hence why next week makes sense. Makes good sense.
What was your? I didn't quite hear your reaction to why there's a handsome man.
There's a handsome man in many things. That no longer sways my opinion.
I guess like I'm more selective on who's a handsome man.
That is what many people call various people handsome. That I'm like, I mean, people refer to George Clooney as a handsome man, and I mean, sure, if you're into octogenarian.
Thank you. If you hadn't come along...
I know he's not really 80.
I've seen you
Oh, that's what that means. Okay. No, I just didn't know what that meant.
You
Thank
were
you though for
dead.
assuming that I knew
It
what that
worked.
meant. That felt really
By
good.
the dome, it worked.
I automatically
You're
assume that
alive.
most people in our chats know what my big words mean, because we're all quite intelligent and familiar with large words.
Yep. Also, we just
Very
saved... Oh, go ahead.
Trust me, I have a very extensive vernacular. It's just nice to not have stuff mansplained to me.
Well, in this
We've
case...
been over that conversation. Obviously, that's not a thing that happens here.
Ugh.
Just in general, I'm just like, it's not even. Yeah, it doesn't happen here. I'm just mad at the world right now.
Yeah,
And
fair.
I'm just really appreciating how awesome you two are. You guys are great friends and great people.
That said, for reasons mostly dealing with mental health, we agreed before we started stream that we're not going to talk about world events today.
Yes.
Oh, I'm totally on board with that. I was just speaking in vague terms. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I wasn't accusing or claiming trigger. I was merely stating that for your knowledge, for if you do start to want to veer into those conversations. That's all that was.
And I don't want to make anyone else sad either.
Well, as a heads up, we just rescued one of the guys that tossed us down the chute. And he just confirmed that we were completely bona fide dead. And we were given the choice of, like, what happened to me, or I'm not dead?
You got better.
I kind of want to go the sarcastic route with, I'm not dead?
Yeah.
No,
About
clearly
ourselves.
not anymore.
I feel
but
happy.
you were. The well of
I
souls
feel happy.
remade your body. We thought you were another failure.
I'm not dead
The
yet.
well restored your soul to
I'm
your
not
body,
dead
and
yet.
it
Ready to
worked.
get to bed.
We
Don't
must
need
get
to
you to
call the
Professor
doctor 'cause
Hughes
I'm
right
not
away.
dead.
He'll have questions for you.
And,
Spamalot,
Basic-
anyone?
spam a lot. Yes. It's been a while.
I was going to say spam a lot. I just had my mouth full of food. I haven't actually. This is horrible. I haven't actually seen Spamalot, but I know Holy Grail well enough that I didn't have to see it to know that song had to have been the old man from the I'm Not Dead from the cart.
Yep.
Smart.
And let's get some backstory, even though I know exactly what's going on.
Oh my, you don't know? Oh, perhaps the process
But-
damaged your memory. They are the Tuatha Deo.
Well, for our
the
viewers, they
enemies
get to
of all
have
the
nice
young
little
races.
subtitles for this
We've
scene.
never seen them this far inland.
Can't
Not even
stop
during the
shutting
invasion.
up. I mean,
Yeah.
we
I
can't
don't
shut
know
up.
why
I
they are
said
here.
the wrong thing.
Hughes may have
Can't
the
stop
answer to
shutting
that
it
as
up.
well. You must stay
Stop
alive and
shutting
reach
up.
him.
Because we can't stop, and we won't stop.
And we have who is Hughes,
You
and
think
I
they
have some
don't
questions
agree?
myself.
Don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah.
I feel the sarcastic one is I have some questions myself.
Oh, no doubt. But we must get to
That's
Hughes.
more of
He'll be in his
oh,
study
you
on the
have
ground
questions?
floor.
Yeah, well,
The Tuatha are coming in through the
let's-
lower
let's
levels.
do it,
If we
Michael.
hurry, we should be able to
Yeah.
beat them
My
to the
questions are more
top. Take
pertinent
these.
than yours.
They'll help keep you
Exactly.
safe long enough to get to Hughes. Now
So I
let's
don't give
get
a fuck
going.
about what you have to say.
Like, the
Me
fuck you
bitch.
say I'm not dead.
And we can
The
be
fuck
on
you
our
say
way.
I'm supposed to be dead.
Right this way.
Bitch, you're gonna
You
wish you were
go
dead if you don't
first.
answer my questions, bitch.
Ooh, girl.
Alright, I'm.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
the one thing is that, well, Michael may not have, when he tried the demo of this, I actually kind of like it.
It did
Alright.
some other stuff. It did not start way back here.
Yeah.
I've been cramping, and I have cramps. I have a stomach ache, and I'm tired. And Paisley has like one of her like little claw
This is
thing.
what they're after.
I can't
Our
think of the right
greatest
word.
invention.
Was
The
like
well
split,
of
and so she's
souls.
limping.
Imagine an end to
Like
war.
really sad.
An
for
end
her.
to terror.
Today's just like screw everybody.
And a little bit of framing in the game, as we get to see something called the Well of Souls.
But what
The
did
Well
it
of
say?
Souls or the Well of Soul?
The Well of Souls, plural.
Okay, because the Well of Soul is about music, and I'm really making sure. And I'm sorry, yeah, we were talking about music.
These are more important.
No, I mean, like, it is kind of, like, you kind of did have a bad day, from the sounds of it.
Just decided like for the best outcome, I should just kind of stay and lay down. It's not too bad. Being a female sucks sometimes. Body's just like, hey, you wanted to like go out and have fun today? Too bad. You don't think you want to have a child in your life? Too bad. You're gonna practice having a child every month until you can't have a child anymore.
And even then, you still get some of the bad parts.
We're in one of the storerooms. If you can find anything useful.
Also, I hate bras. I don't know if this is getting too personal, but I stopped wearing them at home. I have to go outside.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure you're echoing the opinion of every female ever about bras, and no one can really shame you for that.
Weirdest thing is I used to like wear them even to sleep. I think that's because I had ones that are technically wrong for my body, but they felt better. But the new ones I got that are supposedly my E size now, or whatever I am now, can't remember the band size, but they're stabbing me, and I'm like, I don't want to wear this any longer than I have to. And if I can wear a shirt out that you can't tell I'm not wearing a bra with, then I'm not going to wear a bra.
Yeah, but I don't think those shirts actually exist, do they?
Some, like, I mean, you could probably tell by the way I'm jiggling, but like, I'm pretty much, if you can't obviously see the nipple, I'm okay. Or if I'm going to a job interview, of course I'll wear a bra, but like, if I'm just running my dog out for a walk maybe, or just doing something where I'm not going to see anybody,
Wait, do you hear something?
no bra.
Grab machine. There must be one nearby. Move! Move!
I've never killed a
A
mortal.
couple years, my sophomore year, I went out on a date with somebody, And he offered like, hey, let's get my trip, like, let's go to another place and stuff, keep going on our date. But the freaking metal in my bra had snapped, and it was stabbing me right in the middle of the like, I'm sorry, I feel like actually there might be something like, look, it's not you, it's literally my bra is trying to murder me.
Wow.
You're going to need more than just that
And
sword.
believe me, but I'm like,
That one
no,
had a bow.
seriously, buddy,
Get it.
I'm like, you're terrific. I just am in pain.
And Melly, there have been some days of the week that I literally did not want to leave my house because it's like, oh great, my gut feels like it's going to kill itself. I mean, like, it's probably not in the same class. I can't sneak
Archers
in
up
this.
ahead. Best shoot them before they see us.
If you made a rogue, you probably could have snuck.
No, you can sneak whether you're a rogue or not. It's just the fact that apparently, since this is an elongated tutorial, I can't sneak until they tell me about it.
And going to your question you're about to ask Mackenzie, technically both of us told him what to do. Because you said a paladin or a tank, and I said a mage. Literally no one said play the rogue.
That doesn't mean I can't modify it later. It just bleh.
What I was going to be getting at. I was going to comment on the fact that Asher was like being nice and saying that like his pain probably is not on the same level as him, but I'm like, like just because you don't know how painful it is, like it's like weird because a lot of guys are like, oh, cramps, like suck it up. But then I don't want you to go too far the other way, saying like no pain can amount to that. Like if you're having pain, you stay home too.
At the end of the day, no one can really understand another person. Even if it's one woman with menstrual cramps and another woman also who's familiar with them, just because you both have the same type still doesn't mean that you necessarily can compare them to each
Daggers are
other.
deadly if you catch an enemy
Out there
unaware.
with no
Their
cramps
speed
at all.
more than
Women
makes
are-
up for their size.
I'm specific, like, yeah, of course, guys. Like, including trans and every other thing too, but like, there are some girls with just don't get cramps for some reason, and we all like, we don't want to be mean, but we all hate them. Actually, I mean, I don't hate them, but there's some people who like these fucking bitches without any period cramps. How dare you?
More up ahead. If you can sneak up on them with your
At least went
daggers,
through one
you should
period in
be
my
able to
life when
finish
I
them
didn't have
quickly and
cramps.
quietly.
That was lovely. At least cramps act like some sort of a warning monitor, like, oh, your life's about to get shitty for a little bit. Wee woo, wee woo. Also, get Advil.
Yeah, it's like here comes 5 days of hell. Grab some Motrin and some sad movies and some ice cream.
I'm a movie kind of person. Like, I'm not a. Is that kind of thing because it's supposed to like make you more emotional and like hormones and stuff?
Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be because of. I know I can't say that personally having ever experienced, but I know I've had multiple friends who that is a thing that that time of the month curl up and watch some sad movies or some sappy romantic movies.
I was just thinking, well, two things. First of all, sad movies would probably just make me feel worse about my
creatures.
And second of all,
mistake
it's funny,
of the
it's kind of like I was literally asking you to mansplain, except not really because you're listening to me. You have experienced like big current problem with it. But it's just kind of funny. I'm literally asking you for clarification on women issues. And you're, it's funny.
Is amusing.
And we can finally sneak now.
Yay!
And when the game tells us we can sneak, I want to sneak. That's what I want to do.
Cave blossoms
like
only
good
respond
online
to the
business
presence of magic. Perhaps there is more to you than it seems.
And we at least get one magic ability, which is lightning.
Raptor.
What are you?
So, and we've been gathering armor and gear throughout this tutorial dungeon.
The game loves weapons
Okay, cool.
and the stands.
Oh, hey. Spiders! We gotta deal with spiders!
Spiders. Spiders.
Okay.
Earlier, I went and got a chocolate shake. Woo! Actually, like, I don't know if there's any scientific backing, but I found, at least for me, if I don't have any pain things with me, pain medication with me, then I can just eat chocolate and it works similarly.
That would make sense. Be most likely if so because of the endorphins.
Save your magic for when you need it.
I haven't, though, tried it for other pain, just for period pain. Maybe it's placebo effect. I don't know. Now I'm
I
curious
mean, I suppose it could be.
to try it when I have like a headache or something. But then again, I don't want to take the risk. And if it is placebo, then it's not going to do anything because I don't believe that it's going to work for cramps. Yet that it'll work for headaches. I'm just gonna... I don't know. I'll just do research.
Fair enough.
Apparently spiders do not like lightning, because they just kind of explode upon contact.
Oh, and there's some more research for us for today.
Who would have guessed that spiders don't like getting lightning?
To the face.
I know the correct term is struck by lightning, but though I love grammar, I do appreciate a good joke that's based around not good grammar. Grammar that is not
It completely
good as
covered the
ingenious.
tunnel. Maybe you can use that staff to
As in get
burn
like,
the path.
grammar.
Mostly just bad spelling, too.
Not more spiders. Burn them. Burn them.
Europe, inaccurate. People who will have not painful periods. Hello, are you still there?
I'm
Still
still
here.
here.
Did I drive you away?
Nope, you have not driven us away. You have not successfully done so. Yeah.
What's it gonna take to drive me back out of my life?
$1 million in small and
That will drive you out of my life.
What's that?
Hurry, get
That
out of
negative
here.
things that will drive you out of my life.
Oh no, it would have to be something like that.
That's just generally considered positive.
Yeah. Generally so.
What evil thing can I do to get you out of my life?
Cry havoc and release the dogs of war.
Die,
You mean
twat
let's slip?
bastard. Wait, you're not one of them. Ansel, yet alive. And who's this?
You made some progress
That's
here
what I
today,
intended to
gentlemen.
find out. She came out of the well.
What? Then she better get inside to see the old man.
I don't think
Quick,
that
before
you're
those
likely
twats make
to
another
cry
push.
havoc and let slip the dogs
This
of war.
is where we part ways.
Yeah.
But take whatever you want from this armory. We might have a few things that would fit you. Just make sure you get to choose. We can hold off the Tuatha here.
Some other meaning to that.
Also, we have another option, and one of which is I need more help, which has a 95% rating, which means our persuasion technique. Which
Can
we
someone
could probably
explain
get.
to me that quote?
I need more help. It basically means that if we take this choice, we can actually get something really good out of it.
Okay, yeah, do that, but no, I meant the Cry Havoc thing.
Oh, cry havoc
Where's
and
that?
release the dogs of war.
Let's slip.
What's its...
Let's slip.
Oh my god.
God.
Where is it from, and what is its importance?
Wasn't it Shakespeare or?
It might have been Shakespeare. I know it's suitably old.
Yeah, it is really old, but like the more modern one people think of is freaking Patton, which
Yeah.
is the whole he didn't say let's slip the dogs of war, it's release the dogs of war.
Yeah, but the original was Let's Slip. That's why I keep correcting you.
Oh wait, now I know. Wasn't it the play that shall not be named?
Was in that play and pretty much memorized it. That was definitely not it.
Okay.
At least, I'm really hoping it isn't, because then someone's gonna correct me. And
I
I'm gonna
suppose
feel
these
like-
might be able to help.
Unless
Tuatha
he's
realize
referencing
what
a
you
different
are,
play is the one that
you'll
shall not be
meet them.
named.
Scottish play.
We can't risk you getting killed. You're proof that the well can work. Don't you realize what that means? Just keep going past the top of the well. Hughes will be there in his
Your
study.
actor.
I'll see you on the outside, if fate wills it.
Sure would like an answer.
I didn't quite hear it. I'm sorry.
Referring to the Scottish play
Yes.
is the one that shall not be named.
the one that
Wonderful.
Later.
Yes.
Nothing
I'm
protects
relatively
quite
sure.
like layers of
90%
impervious
that that is
metal.
not from that play.
Okay.
Quoted it beyond belief, because I love that play so much.
Leather armor
I
is
was
thin.
Thane of Rock.
Will give you the speed to reach an enemy's boat.
I shall forever be the Thane of Rock. And the way we blocked it, I don't know if I ever told
Frees
you,
your
the way
body
we
and
blocked it,
mind.
I was
That's
in
why
the
mages prefer
two
it.
scenes. Well, not every. When we come in from the scene where everyone's
You
looking at,
were
like,
the
oh,
well
everyone-
spotter.
they've murdered the king.
I guess it
I
could have
came
been
in
worse.
with Lady Macbeth, and then later I'm the one who's talking to Lady Macduff, and I
I've
always
got a
make
lot
jokes,
of
hey, I'm the
wounded
one
girls
coming
to
in
take
with
care
two
of."
wives when the husbands aren't around or something.
Oh.
So I'm just like behind the scenes. Thane of Ross is a playa. Holla. Okay, that was only funny to me and in high school, I suppose.
It's been a long while since I remember the play, so.
There's also a line that Lady Macbeth says when she's pretending to faint. She says, "Help me heads, ho!" And we always said it as, "Help me heads, ho!" On stage, like in reality. When we practiced it, it was, "Help me heads, ho!" And I was the one who was supposed to catch her. It's even more than Macduff is never actually with his wife, I'm pretty sure, in the way we staged it. So, like, I'm the only guy who was near, well, played it as in whatever gender the actor is, that's the gender the character is. So I guess I was still a chick in the show.
Still,
Yeah, but I was still getting it with the wabs. I was like one of the only guys on. Not good. I was one of the only other people on stage with Lady Macduff. So there is time in the plot where I could have banged all of the female characters, well, at least the two major ones. Getting with everybody's wives. It's consensual. Oh yeah.
And we're gonna meet this mysterious Formorous Hughes, who supposedly, essentially created a resurrection machine and, at the bottom of a tower or something.
Really
sounds
interesting
like
though.
a good place to put it.
Version of the play they filmed with Patrick Stewart. The Thane of Ross is basically like kind of nerdy, really scared, just basically like a pushover. And so I liked it since in our version it was like, Leia! I had a mullet too. A blue mullet.
Also, all the characters we've been interacting with are
And look
gnomes.
at you.
Because we did, we based
Tuatha,
the
your
concept
return from the
was
dead?
based on.
Please
quote
forgive me.
by
You
Albert
must be
Einstein,
terribly
not
confused by
World
all of this.
War III will be
I am
fun, World
Fomerus
War IV
Hughes,
will be
and this is my
sticks and
laboratory
stones.
at Alistair.
Yeah.
So ours
Everything you
was a
see here,
post-apocalyptic,
one thing,
Scottish
the
play.
well of souls,
So I had a
the
blue
pursuit
white
of
mullet,
immortality,
I had a leg
and
brace,
you're
I
my
had, like,
first
a-
success. If we
just
only
a
had the
hole.
time, there's
Oh,
so much we
that's
might
the
learn
extra,
from one
is that-
another.
Yeah, hole.
Too much to explain right now.
I don't know,
The
it's
Tuatha
pretty
have come
cool.
to stop my work, but
Badass.
I don't believe they know about you. Not yet.
Brandon Frost is
What's
supposedly.
important is
I
getting
mean,
you
I guess
out of
the
here
point is he's
safely.
actually.
You're the only proof of what we've achieved
Cousin.
here. I may not be able to save the
yeah,
well,
boss.
but I can ensure that its only
Him
success
kind
is
of
safe.
He's a dick. Leading our country to ruin. Fuck you.
We're in the Feylands, miles away from the front lines.
Bitches
I thought
having
we were safe
shagging,
enough from the
we have
war,
to deal with
but
the
it
thing
seems some of the Tuatha found their way here anyway. Of course you do. Please, we must hurry.
No sense today. I'm sorry.
Good, good. We can't
No,
waste
no, it's
time.
okay.
I don't even know what I'm saying. Why is my brain
Yes,
going?
you're right. I've got my notes, but it's most important that you stay safe. It's just that you're fascinating, simply
Seriously,
astounding.
other
I'm
women
not
sad
certain
or
what's
angry
caused
for
it,
me,
but
it makes me
somehow.
a little bit more ridiculous.
Yes, as I was saying, I'm not sure what. Perhaps I should go see.
Sir! Mr. Hughes! The Tuatha have breached the lab! They're inside the...
Oh,
No! We've got to get you out of here now! Quickly! Follow the path to the town of Gorhart. Find Agath. He's a friend, and he may be able to help. No matter what else, stay alive!
go, little gnome guy.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
Memes shouldn't just.
Meme is love. Meme is life.
All I can remember now is that Shrek is love, Shrek is life one.
That's where I was going.
I should just look to it. Please,
Drink for
love
God.
me. Love me. The noise the place I'll be getting is not because of her. It'll be me screaming, "Why don't you love me?"
Yeah, that's possible. That is certainly possible.
Hey.
Moving, you brute!
Offended. Oh my
Tear this
God.
tower apart!
Fuck you. Friend.
As I punch the rock troll in his face with daggers.
You punched him with daggers.
Yep, daggers. And this is a rock troll.
So, I'm a little concerned.
Rocks.
I'm a little concerned, and I think we may need to have an intervention to explain how daggers work. you generally don't punch things with them.
Are you saying that the way things generally are done should always be how they're done? Are you that stuck in your ways?
Well, I'm more concerned with the efficiency of the matter. I mean, punching with a dagger makes it sound like he's ramming the pommel into their face.
Criminal style. There is a long and proud tradition of punching with daggers. Are you really going to spit on that?
I'm going to strongly question it.
It's not what his dad taught him. Maybe his dad was disabled and that's the only way he could fight, but punching people with daggers, and he's carrying on that tradition because he loves his father. Are you going to tell him that he shouldn't do that just because of efficiency?
Yes.
Okay, well, now we've got our first level up, so let's get on with it. So, here we...
Continue this.
So you obviously need to take a couple levels in punching with daggers skill.
Yes.
That would be... Okay, there's skills and abilities in this game.
Oh, okay, so the punching with daggers ability, sorry.
Yeah, the daggers would be finesse.
Ability.
So,
Scut.
but right now we have skills to take care of.
If you're punching with daggers, that's not finesse, that's brute strength.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I will allow you to make your decision to punch with daggers, even though I consider that ridiculous and not efficient. But you need to realize that that is not finesse at that point.
Okay. In this case,
so it's... Wait, no.
I say punch because the motion with the daggers is literally a forward thrusting motion that looks like a fist being thrown out.
Not what I'm talking. So it's how about this? It's thrusting tiger.
Thrusting tiger.
No, hidden dagger.
Wait, what was the second one?
It was
Crouching tiger, hidden dragon.
Something with dagger. Wait, am I thinking of a different? I'm thinking of a different movie.
It sounded like you were trying to say crouching tiger, hidden dragon.
Yeah.
But I was. Oh, House of Daggers. That's what I'm thinking of.
House of Flying Daggers.
Ah.
House of Punching Daggers. There we go.
House of Punching Daggers. Okay, that yes. We can work with that.
Okay. Well, in this case, we're at the level up screen, and we have to choose a skill to upgrade.
In this case, you're taking flight, and you're taking flight, so you can be House of Flying Daggers.
Okay, I was about to try and explain what each skill does before we select one. Because the abilities are the ones that you guys are discussing. So, should I take alchemy, blacksmith?
We don't care.
Don't care.
Okay.
We want to punch things with our daggers.
Okay, so I'll just do detect hidden because that's a fairly useful skill overall.
I'm sorry, by the way. Am I actually being mean?
No.
It doesn't sound like that has anything to do with punching or daggers.
That's because skills do not equate to abilities. As I was saying, skills do not equate to abilities.
Maybe they should.
Yeah, go get on that.
Okay, so I'm guessing we want to do finesse, which is the actual stuff that does better damage with daggers.
Ah, that's so boring.
Abilities. I'm gonna need somebody help.
Okay, abilities are set up in 3 trees.
What are you laughing at?
Do we want sorcery, might, or finesse?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Okay, finesse is stuff like daggers, and bows, and things called fey blades. Sorcery...
That sounds cool.
Yeah, sorcery is, of course, magic stuff, so staves, and scepters, and...
Yeah, he's just completely given up on me at this point.
Lightning. Might weapons are longsword, greatsword, and hammers. So it sounds like we kind of want to do...
In the breeze. The state needs more saving expertise.
Oh no, you've awoken the Captain Hammer in her.
Hands Do what a man gotta do. Don't plan the plan if you can. Matters taking life.
It was only a matter of
into
time.
your own hands.
As I smash every box in the area for hidden gold.
I told them we needed more guards.
Oh, I annoyed you way too much one time by doing that.
I saw you fighting there. We could have used more of you. Did they really have a troll? I don't know how the Twather found us, but if they had a troll, it couldn't have been an accident. Fate was kind to collapse that doorway behind you, or they would have chased us into the glade. Good luck out there.
Yoink. I think Michael's doing something else.
Michael! Senpai!
I'm still here. I haven't gotten anywhere.
Hey, guys, ever seen the George C. Scott Beauty and the Beast?
Hmm?
You guys ever seen the George C. Scott Beauty and the Beast movie?
Is that the new one?
I don't know what year it was made in, but it's like pretty cool. Belle doesn't take shit from nobody.
I don't think I've seen that one. I mean, I don't even know if I was aware of that one. Obviously, you know, I know the original animated. Well, animated. I don't know why I put it on A. Animated. And then I'm familiar with the fact that there's the Hermione Granger version, but I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Hermione!
Because I'm sorry, Emma Watson is a wonderful actress, but forever in my mind she would be Hermione.
Hermione. They should have just called her character Hermione. And it would be Hermione in Beauty and the Beast. Just literally that. I would... Oh, there's gotta be some fan fiction of that. I gotta find
Where
it
they changed Belle's name to Hermione?
name, but it's just literally Hermione Granger.
Oh.
It just won't literally
I'm
Hermione
curious
Granger.
how that would go. I'm curious how that would go.
12-year-old that's thought of this and made a fan fiction about it.
Oh, I know the curse yonder. I read about it in Hogwarts in history.
Oh boy.
What was the thing you read about in Hogwarts in history?
The curse that he's under.
I really didn't. Oh my god, wait, maybe she doesn't have her wand. Oh my god. Oh, that could be part of the story. Maybe. Oh, okay, so here's what it is.
Far west.
Oh, I just got a great idea. So here's what it is. So
But
Draco
I've never
is
seen
just
you in the
like
tower.
bidding
Were you
me
one
to
of the
her
professor's
as
assistants
usual,
in the
and
downstairs
he decides
projects?
Did he
gonna use some
escape
dark
with you?
magic to put her in
Why
the
do we
book
always
he
have to-
hides in the library.
Why do
That
we always
sounds
have
like
to
him.
make Draco such
Professor
a bad guy?
Hughes was very thoughtful.
One of the Ron the Death Eater
I mean,
people.
he is very thoughtful.
Draco is.
I'm sure he found a way to get out.
He's
He
not,
must have.
He's not all that bad.
We should
It's
be
one
safe
of those
here,
he's drawn that
at
way.
least a little longer.
Fan fiction. Oh my god. people who said that.
Oh, I'm gonna go kill myself a bear.
And what did that poor bear do?
He's about to kill somebody.
What happens is that Draco uses some dark magic to stick Hermione in the storybook without her wand, and she has to finish the story to get back out, and that's how she lands in Beauty and the Beast.
How did you find me
part
here?
of the dark magic is that Draco also gets transported into the book, but he's the Beast. And then they learn to love each other.
I had no idea anything like that would happen.
No!
The Well of Souls is bigger than one gnome's
You're
pet
ruining
project.
my fanfiction.
My employer pays for information about its progress. I just
thought
send
you would like
reports to
Hermione
make some money
and
on the
Draco
side.
together. I thought that was the point.
I'm a
I never
Drarry
wanted anyone to
shipper.
get hurt.
Okay. Well, this isn't exactly my ship, but I just thought
I
it would be a
promise you,
funny
if I knew who it was, I'd tell
I'm a
you.
Drarry shipper.
Sharing
You can't
research is
destroy
one
Drarry.
thing, but
You
academic
enjoy the
sabotage is a
concept.
crime.
I somehow put Draco and Hermione into Beauty and the Beast.
I don't have...
Just
Okay,
why don't you?
here. It's all I've got.
I can
Plus
accept
what I got
that.
paid for the
I can
information.
accept that. I can accept that.
I don't want
Just
any
make
part
them
of this.
Fall in love with each other.
I'm going home to Odessa.
What he puts Ron in the storybook, or no, maybe Draco tries to,
But accidentally puts Harry in instead.
or maybe what? Oh, here's what happens though. First it's Hermione as Belle, and it's making the Beast fall for her. She's trying to make him fall for Harry, and the Beast is Draco. Or I don't know. I just really want Hermione as. Okay, let me start over. Let me think of another way.
Wait, because they do all get trapped in, but they don't get trapped in the order you would expect. They somewhat no, that still doesn't make sense then.
It's fan fiction. It's not trying. Fuck it.
Wait, no, I know. Draco gets stuck in as Gaston, and Harry gets stuck in as LeFou.
What?
And then the Beast is just the Beast.
The Beast is Ron.
Ron.
Or we can go for some fourth book flavor, and the Beast could be Crumb.
Well, I don't. Okay, well, if we're gonna do all the characters, then the Beast has to be Ron.
Mhm.
But
You've
now,
come from the
I just
tower,
wanna make
haven't
a version where Hermione
Name's
is just
Agarth.
Belle. Just
Maybe you can help
maybe,
an old
I don't
Fate
know.
Weaver, eh?
Let's think on this. Let's start over. No other characters, just Hermione.
Fate
and
Weavers
suddenly
look at the
Belle.
great tapestry of fate.
Okay.
The threads will tell us how a life will unfold.
We gotta
But knowing
think
the
of something,
future
man.
and being able to change it are two very different things.
Believe in us. I believe in us in our ability
Did he?
to make fan fiction.
Poor old Fomerus Hughes.
Wait, but instead of
He
it being
respected
Draco
the way
who
the world
trapped her,
works.
it could have been
What
a
a shame.
Wizarding Wheeze.
He's probably dead by now.
Oh yes. Oh, maybe that's the dream potion that's supposed
When
to
he
give
started
you, like,
his experiments
awesome
here,
dreams and stuff.
he
Yes.
asked me
There
if
you
they'd
go.
ever be successful.
And then
Reasons
Hermione
The cards told me that the Well of Souls would
to
work,
write this fan fiction
but its
right
success
now.
would
We're
come
doing
on the
it.
day that Hughes
We're
was
not
to
gonna
die.
write it down, but we're just.
The
let's
old
do
man
one
took it pretty
sentence at a
well,
time.
honestly. Although we did a
I'm
lot
not
of
good at
drinking
that.
after that.
I'm good at helping storyboard, but I'm not good at the whole.
I suppose I could
one-line
spare a
at
little
time.
help in memory of Hughes, or in celebration of
It'd be
his
so
success.
fun.
Whichever.
Please,
You really don't know much, do you?
please,
A
please,
Fate
please,
Weaver
please,
taps
please,
into the
please.
threads of fate
Objection.
and channels that energy through a focus. My order prefers
not?
cards. The cards are unique to each Fate Weaver, since we all see the weave differently.
Please.
Michael?
You're the one. Then that means
Sorry,
it
my brain
all
went on
makes
3 different
sense
topics
now.
already. I've
The
lost
cards
the
this
train.
morning. I drew the Gravedigger, the Running Man, and the Beast. Prepare yourself. They're coming.
But now it's all quiet. Now I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
Oh, I'm just learning how to break the bonds of fate here.
Apparently, my Minecraft got crossed over with Taylor Swift. So I've got a blank slate. I'll write your name. Well, I it could have gotten crossed over with Death Note.
Prepare to perish, Dustling.
Yes.
Take all these blank slates and make a notebook out of them.
Yes. Yes. We can try.
Run!
Take away his autonomy. Guys,
What?
Huh?
happening?
Sorry, I don't know what's going on, but both of you keep breaking up, so I'm guessing my connection's not the hottest right now. Because you're both kind of like cutting in and out.
Hmm.
Are you guys hearing that coming from me, or?
Not really. And I'm not really talking very much either, though.
I had just been like saying stuff for a while, like somebody say hi. Come on, I'm here.
My connection looks
Hi, you
fine.
are here. I'm here.
What?
I
How?
don't know. Now
What
that I
are
said
you?
something, it's clearing up. So
The threads of
maybe
fate.
it was one of those things that if you
I've
don't talk
seen
about
them
it, it
before,
keeps
but
happening.
I've never seen
It was
anyone
like,
manipulate
reverse
them like
Schrödinger.
that.
Yeah.
You just changed how the world was supposed to work.
So until you say
How
something,
did you do
it's
that?
either-
It's either the connection is either good or bad until you observe it.
You just... Fate is the will of the gods. No mortal should be able to change it. How
You
is
said
that even
reverse
possible?
Schrödinger.
Come here. I'm going to do a reading.
Oh yeah, true. That
You
would
might
be
be able
just
to change
flat,
the
that
threads,
would be, just flat
but
out
fate will
Schrödinger's-
still have a
Schrödinger's
plan for
connection.
you. I promise not to
Okay.
tell you if I,
I was
see
like,
your
it's
death.
called a cat. It's like, oh, that's what she meant.
It's a gift. Some people paint landscapes. Other people
We're
write
being
poetry.
humorous.
I peer into the weave of fate's tapestry and see
now.
people's deaths.
Well, I'm trying to be humorous, but I'm not very good at it.
Oh, big important chance. Do we want somebody to
That's
tell if we die or not?
What?
Back to the game.
No, I got that much, but what?
Okay. In this world, we have things known as Fate Weavers. People who can basically see the future because they see the tapestry of fate. And, he basically tells us, like, if I see your death, I won't tell you about it. And our choice is, do we allow him to see if he can read our future, or nah?
I'm skeptical about him supposedly reading our future.
Mackenzie?
Completely.
So, 2 counts of no's. So,
Oh,
nope. You, sir, are a fraud.
Don't worry, it's quick, it doesn't hurt, and
And he
there's
does it
no
anyway.
charge. And after what I've seen, I'm
Those
not letting
choices
you out
were
of my
totally
sight
sexist
until I have an answer.
Yeah, apparently.
Once again, we are still offered the thing of like, yes, okay, fine, whatever, or nope, screw that.
kill him now.
I like this answer. Let's do it.
The I don't believe in
Kill
fate.
him?
No, that actually murdering him to stop him from trying to read or mess with our fate.
It's not messing with it, he's just reading it.
Mm-hmm. That's what they always say, and then $10 and a trip to the Bahamas later, it's all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can change your fate.
Actually, no, he's
This
freaking
time
out
it's
because
Cleo.
we did that.
Not this time, Miss Cleo. Not this time.
So, once again, the answer is no.
The answer's still no.
That's fine, but you don't have to.
to.
But I can see that you're nervous. Relax. This is what fate weavers do. I'll be seeing your thread in the weave of fate. Who you are, what you've done, where your path takes you. Or at least, I should be. You're real, right? I
And
swear I haven't had that
apparently he
much.
thinks he's hallucinating now.
Oh, good.
Why? Because
we
you
can totally
keep
trust
saying
him.
no?
Because, apparently he can't see our quotations thread of fate.
Oh, good.
On this point.
So, we have 2 answers as you can't see my fate or I'm real, you must be drunk. which I believe is probably the best answer yet.
Honestly, I wish that you could give your own answers, because my answer would be, oh yeah, of course you can't see my fate. I'm already dead, asshole.
So, I'll do the
I
second
am.
one.
But still, I've never seen someone whose fate was just missing. Not even when I was drunk as the king of ballads. This doesn't make sense. All mortal creatures have a place in the pattern. You should have one too, dead or not. If this is true, and I'm not saying I believe it, then your path is yours to determine.
And now we get the weird mechanic, which is... this is the Destinies mechanic, which is you can select a Destiny. Think of it as like bonuses if we meet certain requirements. So...
Destiny's Child.
We have Fateless, Rogue, Acolyte, or Brawler.
Admit that my jokes are good. See the face I'm doing, but it's very not sassy, but...
I'm gonna be honest, I honestly have no clue what's going on right this second.
Okay. Essentially, like, what bonuses do we want to get? Do we want to get Rogue bonuses, Acolyte bonuses, or Brawler bonuses?
Well, since you've been punching things with daggers, let's say Brawler bonuses.
Brawler is plus 15% melee attack damage and plus 20 block efficiency.
Sorry, you cut out. Attack damage and what efficiency?
Block efficiency.
Yeah, let's definitely go with that one. That's going to be more effective for you.
Just to let you know what the other ones are, Rogue is plus ranged, plus damage resistance,
Don't care.
Acolyte is elemental and mana cost reduction.
Except that you're not using any spells, so...
Actually, I'm using one spell. One spell.
Oh, what spell is that?
Lightning.
Oh, that's right. You did mention that earlier.
Yeah. Other things is that these fates are unlocked by meeting the requirements, or basically having at least like one thing in one of the abilities trees.
The magic. Would that be good?
So basically we want to go down the Acolyte tree, I take it.
So one in each category thing.
Yeah, but there's also mix and match categories. Like we can do Might and Sorcery, which essentially makes us do like basically turns damage done to us as mana regen.
Nice.
And basically we do physical damage better.
Good. Magic one. I like that. That sounds fun as fuck.
There's the magic and brawler then.
You give us all choices, we're just gonna like not make any decisions. Just maybe give us two of the options.
Damn it, it's the truth. At least, I think it is.
I don't know if that would work out.
The world is changing.
Knowing me,
you
I'd
might be
like,
a sign of that.
Well, that sounds
or maybe
okay,
the cause.
There should be more.
I've never had a
than the
reason
other
to doubt
options.
my own readings.
Yeah.
But we
If I
should
have too many
consult with
options.
Arden. He's not a friend, but he's got
I
a
don't
good
have
eye
enough
for the
options, I go
tapestry.
insane.
I'll meet you at his home to the east. I'm going to see if I can be of any help to the wounded at the tower. What could this all mean?
Me? Me?
Mer.
What's this? I found a new area. What's this? Hello?
What's this? What's this?
Watch it everywhere. What's this? There's interesting shit. I need to explore the desert to figure shit out.
I don't think that's exactly how the song goes, but it's pretty cool. It works. I can dig it.
And lady of the light.
You do this.
She
Ah!
is the knight of golden knot.
Everywhere.
Is the cure sick.
Make a
The conscience of the
Out of it!
She is
Rock slime leave. Ah! Malala! That's where all the fucking doors are, so... Whee! Like, Dervish Slimes, I don't need you, actually. I'm sorry, bye. Whee! My heartbeat, fuck yourself. That's wax.
Slum Rancher.
Slime Rancher is bae. Is best.
It's
And I'm
bae.
not even done going through. I was so wrong about it when we were doing it on the stream, feeling like there wasn't much stuff left. But there's a shit ton of stuff left. I don't know about for me because I've played like 50 out, like probably more than that at this point. But like, there's way more than I thought there was, and still, like, I just unlocked another thing. I don't know how many more upgrades I can get, but it's so.
Everyone just stand back. The warden can't work when you're crowding so close. Go back to your business.
So many things. There's things I haven't done yet. Oh.
Can you believe those monks?
Like just hopping around, and I land so weird sometimes. The character, I guess, falls over, which is interesting.
Well,
Game anymore.
should we help whatever this guy's doing with this Fae?
If you don't even know what he's doing, then probably not.
Well, he's just squatting next down to her, and she's rolling on the ground, like clutching her stomach.
I don't know if he's the one you should be helping. Maybe she's the one you should be helping.
Yeah.
I don't care what you race.
It
It's a
sounds like
tragedy
he's
whenever
doing
anyone's
something
savage like
suspicious
this.
and potentially nefarious.
Just look at the poor creature.
Fae,
He's been beaten to the brink of
I'm
death.
not gonna say personal
The
experience.
Fae may
but,
be
like,
strange, but they certainly don't
just
deserve
like
this.
fantasy, and she might be trying to trick you.
Well,
that is also possible, though.
well, I just talked to the guy, and he's essentially the town captain of the guard. And the person rolling on the ground apparently is beaten within an inch of their life.
But not by the guard, though?
Not by the guard.
About to say kill the fucking guard.
Technically, I can turn off safety and kill everybody in the village.
No.
Function for this. Of not killing everyone.
It appears she was attacked with some manner of short blade, likely a
Apparently
dagger,
that
although
is
there's
a
no way I can be
legitimate
sure.
course of action.
People simply stood by as she
Well,
called
it
for
looks
help.
like you killed
No
him
one
at
lifted
this
a
point,
finger.
because it seemed like he might
Can
actually
you
be a good
imagine?
guy, but can we
It's
find out
shameful
what's
to treat
happened
another
to
in
this
such a
poor
way,
woman?
even if she
Or-
is a Fae.
Well, I shouldn't assume.
I don't know whether we possess the knowledge to treat such a wound.
So,
Frankly, I don't even know if I could save a mortal with such
update us
grievous
on the
wounds.
situation, David.
Well,
Including preferred pronouns.
essentially, it is a female Fae, and apparently she was assaulted. Nobody in the village knows who did it. Basically, she was stabbed. Horribly stabbed. And we're not sure if she'll live or die. So we're given the option of helping or nah.
Well, let's definitely help.
Well, you're the only one.
At this point, I don't care if
With
we
all the
get
troubles
tricked or
we've
we get
suffered in
tricked
this
and
village,
you're a
people
good
are
person
weary
to
of
try to
adversity.
Yep.
They'd
That's
rather just
exactly
ignore
my
it.
thought.
I'm going to suggest something
We'll
a
see
bit
that we try to be helpful, and if we get in trouble,
untraditional.
they'll come to our aid.
There's a Fae
They're
named
like, yeah,
Erin.
you're a nice
She spends
person,
her
you
days
didn't,
up on the
like,
hill
deserve
overlooking the
to get
village.
in this situation.
Seek her wisdom. I would do it, but I am a coward. That's the truth. Perhaps a Fae will know how to heal a Fae. If not, then we're back where we started.
In this case, we're going to find another
now.
Fae to try and help this Fae, because the captain of the guard is a wuss.
Is
The
what?
guard is what?
A wuss.
Oh.
Coward.
Very.
Captain of the guard. They need a new one. Just kidding. It's probably bad. Let's help the fairy first. Sorry, and then we'll see about if the guard deserves his life. Okay, wow, that sounded really dark of me.
It's not entirely inaccurate, though.
Why is he the captain if he's a wuss? I would hate to see what the rest of the force is like.
Well,
Welcome.
from the
These are
sounds
all
of it, this
novices.
town is, well, literally on the fringes of safe country. Like, there's a war going on between a type of faction of Fae called the Tuatha.
Tuatha De Danann?
No, just Tuatha.
Well, I mean, this is Celtic origin, so...
Partially, because there are the summer and winter courts.
Which, of course, are traditional fake courts.
Hold on, guys. Sorry, I have to get out for a second.
There goes Mackenzie, the bravest of us.
Yep. But to finally get to explaining this is that essentially we were on the front lines and we got killed. So we were brought back to Formers Hughes and his Well of Souls project, which was this ungodly project of basically reviving people. And he got attacked by the Tuatha. I'm trying to remember the actual... Because it's not the Tuatha Dananan. Because I've played this game before, and I know it's definitely not that.
I don't know if what the Fae say about these stones is true, but if it is, well, this is just too good to not say forever. Lystrom was out of town when Artol was visiting. Now, Lystrom doesn't know Artol, and Artol is older and strange. She could be mistaken for a Fate Weaver. So, when Lystrom came back to town, here was Artol the Oracular. I said to Lystrom, I hear her readings are amazing. You should go. Oh my, you should have seen it. A rooster, she said, changed into a man. This man was...
Excuse me for just a moment.
Yep. As I reap the rewards of beating up a couple of bogarts and wolves.
May your hollow gods keep you mortal. I am called Aerie. Your face is new to me. You are different from those in Gorhart. They amuse me, and I strive to learn all I can from them. Have you come to ask about the Tuatha? I can offer only what I know, and hope it will suffice. Yes, I witnessed this crime, although I did not recognize the one who perpetrated it. It is often difficult to distinguish one mortal from another. The victim was Illuvia, but I knew her only by name. You must be hoping that I can offer advice, but I cannot. If she is meant for the Great Cycle, then so be it. However, I would be quite interested to find out whether one of my kind would benefit from one of your mortal remedies. I've always wondered. It will need to be powerful. Your delicate forms are far more sensitive than ours. In fact, it's astounding that you survive as long as you do. Farewell.
Find a greater healing potion.
And I'm back. What did I miss?
Nothing more than me just talking to a Fae, pretty much stating that it was killed by a mortal, and she didn't recognize them. However, in order to cure a Fae, they need something that requires a lot of potency, because apparently mortals are a little bit more susceptible to remedies. Also, I've equipped mage gear that, since I got the edition on Steam, which has all the DLC, we have proper mage gear for us.
Welcome.
Nice.
Welcome to Goreheart, the last settlement before the Feylands. How can I fill your pack today?
And apparently the Fae are technically immortal, but they're kind of this weird, like, wheel of... I want to say they die and then are reborn, and then they come back into themselves, kind of thing, knowing exactly how their life is supposed to play out.
Oh. Wait a minute, like they know their own, like their future fate?
Yeah. So... they will basically know what's going to happen to them.
That could get kind of messy.
Yeah. So right now our quest is to find a greater healing potion, or to craft one ourselves, which I don't think we'll be able to do.
To heal the Fae we're helping, I presume?
Yes.
Come see me again.
And since we have special weapons, we have Fae Blades. These are purple, which means that they are technically rare. Admittedly, these things are for starting out for a little bit. So we have the Song, which is chakrams. A Scepter, which is a mage weapon. The Knight, which is daggers. The Hunter, which is a bow. And the Wind, which are the Fae Blades. I've already equipped the Flame, which is a mage staff, which does crazy amounts of damage. Because, like, most of the weapons that we've been dealing with are, like, maybe 11, 15. Whereas the Flame does 41. Still there, Michael?
Still here.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just also doing the Minecrafting.
The crafting of mines.
Indeed.
Greetings.
Well, let's go talk to the local apothecary.
You there? Do you feel nauseous? Itchy? Have you noticed any blood leaking from your eye sockets? I've been noticing the symptoms everywhere. No, this situation could not be any worse. If the Red Legion is involved, then we could all be staring death in the face. What have I done?
What? Bleeding from the eyes?
Stigmata of the eyes?
No, not stigmata. It's like all these like really worst case scenario situations to have. And it's like, the apothecary is basically like, oh shit, what did I do?
I'm sure I have a vial somewhere in this cottage, but I do not have the time to search for it. I'm sorry.
Wait, so the bleeding from the eyes is something the apothecary did?
The bleeding of the eyes is apparently a symptom of something, because there's like, what did I do?
Why ask questions when you could never understand the answers? It's clear your prowess is not with wit, but with a weapon. If you must know, something of value has been stolen.
Oh.
An alchemical formula that, if released, could cause untold devastation. I see its symptoms everywhere. Only my apprentice, Karth, and I knew of my work on the formula, but he's gone missing as well.
Apparently the apothecary was working on an alchemical formula, and her apprentice basically, from the sounds of it, stole it.
Goody.
So should we help this person?
The formula is what's causing the bleeding of the eyes?
Yes. We could ask her what is the formula and who her apprentice is, but it'll boil down to, shall we help or nah?
Well, here's my question. Once I've finished formulating it in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, did her apothecary, or did her apprentice steal the formula from her to do this to others? Or did the apprentice steal it from the apothecary to prevent her from doing it to others?
From the sounds of it, we're not even sure if the apprentice actually did it or not. But there's a group called the Red Legion, which that's definitely not a nice name.
I mean, it could be. I mean, are we really judging them based on their Legion name?
Well, we could ask questions to find out what's exactly going on before we design to help, which is what is the formula and who is the apprentice. Should we ask, like, who the apprentice is first?
Yeah, we should probably find out who the apprentice is before we start saying, yeah, let's
His
help you.
name was Karth Hilfred.
Especially
I
considering
found
the
him one morning
possibility
outside
that,
my door, peeking
the
through the
person
ember
we're
eyes.
agreed to
I
help.
was impressed how well he knew his way around a
Oh
plant.
goodness, excuse me.
I've never
that the
seen one so
possibility of the
eager
person
to
we're agreeing
learn.
to help might in fact be the bad guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask what the formula
It was
is.
an early version, unstable and rife with potential dangers. My hope is to develop a weapon that the Alfar can bring against our common enemy, the Tuatha. To say more would be to reveal my secrets. All I can say is that it involves lesions, goiters, and a good deal of pus.
Ugh. Okay. She was developing this, but she was developing it as a weapon against the Tuatha. And it was basically to create lesions, goiters, and a good deal of pus, in her own words. Which sounds rightfully disgusting.
Yeah, a little bit concerning.
So, shall we help her?
So she admits that she developed it to do all this nastiness, but it's for a cause.
Yeah. It's for the war effort, essentially. And now she doesn't know where it's gone, and admittedly, look.
What is the apprentice doing with it? And are we going to be potentially given a choice? You know, when we find the apprentice goes, actually, I was doing this with it. To say, oh, actually, that's a decent thing to do with it. We're gonna leave you alone, let you do your thing.
I'm pretty sure we'll get a choice since I've done this, and I'm not going to say anything about it, but we will definitely get a choice on what to do.
Okay, as long as we get a choice on what to do, I'm good with helping.
Okay.
I do not deserve such goodwill after what I've engineered. If disaster occurs in Odorath, it will be on my head. I'm not sure where Karth may have gone, but I knew that before he came to me, he found shelter in the ancient chambers of Agnurfar Hall, an Irathi ruin east of Gorhart. Once you've ensured Karth's safety, you must learn what's happened to my formula. When you do, destroy it. It's the only way to keep us safe. Goodbye.
And we're gonna do this quest because we're like level 1.
We're level 1? I thought we already,
what do you need?
got like, we had already gotten like the skill.
We were level 0. This is one of those games.
Oh. Oh. One of those games.
Yes.
Perverts.
Goodbye.
Alright, this is gonna make for enough obsidian for what I need to do.
Admittedly, the entrance is not that distant.
Table on a stick.
I have a secret to tell you. I am not
On a
fair.
scale of 1 to 10, you've
When I
played
was a
Minecraft
girl,
before.
Yeah.
Both, I'm presuming both with and without various mods.
Yes.
So the mod that we're currently playing adds such items as crafting table on a stick. It's literally a crafting table that sits in your inventory, and you can use it from your hotbar.
Oh, I found the apprentice. He's very close into these ruins.
Okay.
But yeah, that just sounds so wrong. It's like on a stick.
It looks like the crafting table is on the end of a selfie stick. But that being said, it is wildly efficient because you don't have to worry about, okay, well, I have to go over this way 500 meters to find the nearest crafting table I've got. Oops, and I made a mistake. Because I needed it to be up one level further. I'm doing blood magic.
Well, let's go talk to Karth Hilfred, which is the apprentice. And see what he's doing.
What you doing down here?
Oh,
Don't you know Agna Farhold is haunted by the spirits of the Arathi? So, are you foolish or just stupid?
And,
Wait, did you say his name is Karth?
Karth Hilfred.
Okay, he's a bad guy. Kill him.
Oh, given the fact that it's like, are you just stupid? Like, are you stupid or foolish? And I'm like, oh god. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yep, he's a
the
bad guy.
twisted
Kill him.
gnome has found herself a champion. How delightful. Nanny always was a fool. So immersed in her work that she failed to see the deception before her very eyes. The Red Legion has her formula, because I gave it to them. At this very moment, they are moving crates of it eastward towards the city of Rathir, where they will fetch a high price. Poor Nanny. So trusting, so pathetic.
Oh, he just called the apothecary pathetic. He's gonna get punched in the face.
I'm sorry.
Oh, and we don't get a choice. We get to kill him.
Well, in this case, obviously he was a bad guy, so I don't know killing him.
And now our quest is essentially break the chests that the Red Legion has, because apparently they're a mercenary group that likes dealing in black market trade.
You know, like you do.
Yeah. We are now level 2. So, do we want to do another detect hidden? Do we want to do blacksmithing, lockpicking, mercantile, which gets us better gold? To list all the skills, we have alchemy, blacksmithing, detect hidden, dispelling, lockpicking, mercantile, persuasion, sagecraft, and stealth.
What's sagecraft do?
Sagecraft is the ability to essentially forge and create gems for sockets.
Maybe later on that one. Let's do alchemy.
Okay. Alchemy is basically potion making. So, better part of the thing. And getting one thing in alchemy gets us the ability to essentially be able to harvest components better. And you said you wanted to do sorcery and might?
Well, I figured because you're doing the whole punching daggers anyways.
Yeah.
Might as well make your life choice not such a horrible one.
Okay, and while we are still on Acolyte, we have unlocked the Tier 1 Seeker, which is like having like abilities in all 3 classes.
Oh, nice.
Because Destinies are kind of weird in the fact that you can just go down one entire tree, or you can go down 2 trees, or there's a third one which has a lot lower requirements, but tends to have some really weird stuff in it, in the fact that the 3-tier class is +7 to melee, ranged, and magic attacks, and equipment requirements are reduced by 25%. Whereas, if we can get to the 2nd level, Wayfarer, it's then 10 for all 3, still the 25, but it adds a +1 to all skills. Not abilities, skills. Which means that we can basically get all the, like a bare minimum of all the skills.
That's not bad.
But the crazy one is, like, if we can get to the tier 5, it's +2, and then the final one, which is tier 6, is +3. And the crazy thing about that one is it has Mastery of Arms, which unlocks all the weapons, abilities, whether we put skills in those or not.
I'm not sure if that's for you, but
oh boy, I was kind of losing you for a moment. Michael?
Yeah?
I kind of lost you.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Because I wasn't sure if it was me or you, but we were breaking up really bad there for a minute.
Okay. So.
It's good now, though? It's good? I hear you good. You hear me good?
I hear you good. You hear me good.
I hear you good. You hear me good?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
shall
we can stop that now.
Yeah. So, should we do Seeker at least for now? Or do we want to stick with Acolyte?
Let's go ahead and stick with Acolyte for now. Just for now.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the one thing I kind of found interesting about this game was the plot line was, oh, you are basically unbound of fate. And so this weird destiny chart thing was a way of finagling in, a way of saying that, hey, you can choose your own destiny. And yes, I'm gonna go down all these side paths, because fuck it. This is gear and stuff. Fuck brownies.
All of these cows are crowding me. Don't worry. There's enough wheat to go around mostly.
And admittedly, this, for everybody out in the Streamlands that I haven't seen anybody yet, this game was made about the same time, a little bit after Skyrim came out. So it's that whole kind of aspect of literally explore dungeons, get stuff, do various things.
Too hard to believe. But you can accept the strangest fact that you were wrong. Yes, but that and this endless vacuity is horrible. The ancient ones were here. They delivered themselves into the world. The time-worn cycle turns with ages. The seasons drift along the stream. They wait for the past. The future brings the forming storm. This is no place for a home for anyone.
Take that, quick! Now!
I mean, like, I'm not saying this game is great by any means. I mean, by 2012, we had... I'm sad to say this, but this game had click sliders for options instead of, like, full sliders.
Which is, click sliders are so 2009.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And as such, I felt very, very... it's like, I kind of wish the company behind it, 808 Games, continued, but this is a piece of trivia. This is the only game that they made. And it's fairly well polished for their first and only game. The only problem is they had to file bankruptcy. And
because
so...
the game didn't do it as well as they needed it to keep their doors open.
Well, yes and no. Apparently the location that they were at, they had missed a payment, and since this was the province of Rhode Island, essentially everything became the States. And so there was supposed to be a sequel planned.
Well, what does the state know about me?
Basically, the mayor stated that the game was a complete and utter failure, even though technically every review site said that it was not like it was like most places put it at 8, or IGN, which was really weird, put it at a 9 of all things.
These walls are grown, are built of stone.
Well, unfortunately, and this is something that I've seen in various places, is that there are a lot of, there are a lot of people who have the mentality of, if it's not a 10, it's a nothing.
Some with good intentions, and you can't fault them that. But the majority of them are
So, apparently the mayor agrees with that assessment that, you know, if it's not a 10, it's not worth mentioning.
Well, looking at it, the game actually did do fairly well, based off of sales and such. But the company, for whatever reason, missed a payment for it, and they had to file bankruptcy. And so it became the properties of the state, which, admittedly, like, I'm not going to fault anything for filing bankruptcy, but literally, yeah. I've known some people who literally asked, like, why can't the state sell the IP to any of the companies? And apparently the mayor, because he said that the game was a complete and utter failure, they lost the contract with, I hate saying this, EA, who was the publisher of the game.
See, the funny thing is now I mean, this may just be my
Did you hear?
process.
One of the
but if the game was such an abject failure, then wouldn't that be
ran off into the woods looking for Faye?
Don't lasso me with this. If I can get some quick cash off of it, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, and the problem is I double-checked everything. It's still the IP of Amalur, which we're actually approaching the 2-hour mark, so we're going to stop for now.
Yeah, because that's what we do.
Because it's one of these long-ass games.
Well, of course it is. It's an RPG for one.
Yeah. And
even if it gets the whole pseudo-RPG treatment, it's still an RPG.
Yep. But as such, apparently, EA was going to back 808 Studios from for having a second game. Oh wait, 38 Studios. Sorry. And the developer was Big Huge Games and 38 Studios, with the publisher being Electronic Arts.
Mm-hmm.
And as a heads up, the base game is like $20 on Steam, with the collector's edition, which has like all 3 of the DLCs, which normally is like $24, but the collection edition is just $40. Every time I've seen a Steam sale, Amalur, if it's usually on sale, is like 75% off. And usually that means like the Game of the Year edition is like $10. I think one time I saw it for like 80% off, which meant it put it about $7.50 for the collection. It's not a bad game overall. The plotline is interesting because it actually tries to take a lot of ideas. One of which was the whole Celtic mythology, which a lot of people try and do.
Mm-hmm.
People that they got to work on this, R.A. Salvatore, Todd McFarlane,
really?
Ken Ralston, who worked on Oblivion, and yeah, I mean, the guy who wrote the story is R.A. Salvatore, and he does really good fantasy stories.
Well, of course he does. I mean, anyone who knows anything about D&D lore knows that R.A. Salvatore is also the author most well known for Dris Do'Urden.
Yeah. And people can easily see Todd McFarlane's influence in this, because literally it does look like you can see his influence, because I've heard Kingdoms of Amalur described as essentially World of Warcraft looking third person Skyrim, which not quite. I mean,
which, let's be honest, that's kind of a weird combination.
It is. And since this was a back in 2012 game, the requirements and recommendations are not that high, intense. I mean, like, literally, I was running everything on high fidelity. And while early on we were losing a little bit of drop frames, but that was because of connection-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But the game is not bad, per se. I'm not saying that it's, like, crazy good. I'm saying that, A, the story is a little bit more coherent than some other games I could mention.
Yeah.
And they were hoping on doing possibly like a trilogy. But with the fact that I think it was Studio 38 or Big Huge Games, I'm trying to remember which. Basically the main studio that went under, I'm pretty sure it's Studio 38. Let's see here.
Just goes to show that you could have something really amazing in your hands, but you can't forget about the little stuff too, like, you know, paying your rent, apparently.
Yeah, and from the sounds of it... Okay, here we go. Was developed by Big Huge Games, and it was 38 Studios who had a majority of it. Big Huge sounds like they're still going strong. But let's see here. And this is from the Wikipedia. Okay, the sequel was
so
in...
could you say that they have something big going?
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, let's see here. Acquisition by THQ, Acquisition 38. And Big Huge was actually acquired by Epic Games. And so... basically, Big Huge essentially... most of the staff was laid off. Because Big Huge was bought by 38 Studios, they were laid off, but then they basically reformed up as Epic Baltimore office. And then 2014, that was bought out by Nexon. But getting back to...
Wait, bought out by Nexon?
Nexon. Nexon. So.
Of all the fucking companies.
Yeah, I know how you do not like them entirely.
I mean, that's almost as bad as being bought by NCSoft. Almost.
Yeah. But essentially, they're... Okay, here we go. The sequel was in pre-development according to an inside developer, but the company filing for bankruptcy after missed loan payment leaves the IP in the hands of the taxpayers of Rhode Island. And according to 38 Studios founder Kurt Schilling, the governor of Rhode Island, Lincoln Chaffee, calling the game a failure caused the publisher to pull out a $35 million deal that could have taken care of that loan payment and the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, governor of Rhode Island, for basically punching somebody in the dick.
Essentially, completely destroying their company and what their company was not only capable of, but on the way to doing.
Yeah, I mean, Ken Rolston, the guy from, was the executive designer. Salvatore was, of course, tasked with writing the lore. And Todd McFarlane worked on the artwork. And the person behind the music, Grant Kirkhope. I've heard that name before, Grant Kirkhope.
I've definitely heard the last name Kirkhope. I'm just not sure if it's the same one.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
What?
Grant Kirkhope has worked on... he worked with Rare, and then he worked with Big Huge Games for, of course, Amalur. But he's... games that you would recognize him by when he was with Rare: Killer Instinct 2, Donkey Kong Island 2, GoldenEye 007, Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark, Star Fox Adventures, Viva Pinata. As a freelancer, he's worked on Desktop Dungeons, Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse, which is the remaster, Civilization Beyond Earth with Jeff Knorr, Rising Tide, the 2016 Ghostbusters game, Yooka-Laylee. He's going to be working on the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle game, A Hat in Time, which is one that I've been following. I think Hat in Time is Banjo-Kazooie / Donkey Kong, but actually better than Yooka-Laylee. From the development. And I'm just kind of sad because the fact that this game, it had potential. Not necessarily... There were some parts that could actually deal with a little bit better. But I hate to say this, but because of the whole incident with let's see here. Actually, here we go. Sales. The game was released. Initial release was North American, February 2012. Most of it's been in February. So, on March 2012, the game sold over 3,030 physical copies, and by the 90-day mark, sold 1.2 million. Rhode Island Governor Lincoln Chafee claimed that the game was a failure as it needed to sell over 3 million copies to break even. What's the game's budget?
I think that's the ultimate question: is what was the game's budget?
Yeah.
I mean, more importantly, break even against what? Against their debt?
Against the loan that they had. But technically, the sequel with 35 million, because like with this being $60 a game at the time, because that's proper release thing of it. You can probably get a physical copy for like maybe $5 now at a max. But
well, my other question is, in situations like this, who's at the end of the day getting the money now? Just only EA, since the contract's dead?
Essentially, EA is
because I don't want the mayor to be getting a single penny, given the fact that he completely screwed over that company.
Also, hello, Daichi09. I think I know who you are. Basically, we're discussing what happened to the game we were streaming beforehand, Kingdoms of Amalur. And we're trying to figure out, like, how much because apparently the company filed for bankruptcy, which put the entire IP, and technically the fate of the company, in the hands of the taxpayers of Rhode Island.
And the taxpayers of Rhode Island ended up, well, their elected official ended up saying that this is a complete failure and it's worthless and it's not paying off anything, which caused EA to turn around and cancel the contract that they had, or the agreement they had for going into the second game.
And as such, it sounds like Lincoln Chafee is literally, basically he did this because a video game company in his state, no.
Which doesn't even shock me, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like, the few times that I've interacted with people from Rhode Island that weren't people I actually liked, I probably know a good chunk of people, but most of the people I've talked to, complete strangers from Rhode Island, come off as very, I want to say the term hoity-toity.
I'm not sure if that's 100% exactly the right term, but it is very much, they do give off very much a not in my backyard type of vibe for a lot of things.
Yeah, they came off as my state is it is tiny because we're the cream of the crop type of people.
Yeah, it's tiny because we want it to be tiny because we don't want all you here.
Yeah, and admittedly, like the Japanese copies of the game were published by Spike Chunsoft, which they're a good company, because Spike Chunsoft does a lot of some of the really good games. They did the Pokemon Mystery Dungeons. They're also technically the developer of 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, or 999, and Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. But yeah, so as far as I can tell, all the copies that you do buy nowadays, probably the proceeds, most likely since it was published by
EA.
EA, part of the proceeds go to EA, and the rest probably go to paying off the bankruptcy. Which, as such, I'll be honest, I kind of hope that, because the one thing I can say about why I kind of like this game is that it is literally filling the weird niche that like, I've tried Mass Effect and I really can't get into it because I just don't like the characters. And
whereas I tried Mass Effect, and to be honest, I just didn't get drawn into it. I don't know why. It didn't suck me in like it does everybody else.
Well, the one thing is that for people that did watch the stream, and you've played a little bit of it, is that the choice system is very reminiscent of Mass Effect, with the whole, like, the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
But it also filled up the fantasy, like, you had that aspect, but it also filled up Skyrim with the fact that you could create the character however you wanted to.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, in this weird way, it kind of filled the niche that, trying to find the game.
It filled multiple gaps at once, in other words.
Yeah. Let's see here. Because the company behind Mass Effect did a fantasy series that I really wish they would return to.
Oh, Dragon Age.
Not Dragon Age.
Really?
This was way before Dragon Age or Mass Effect. This was back in the age of KOTOR. Where the heck is it? Oh my god, I forgot the name of this thing. Jade Empire.
Oh, right, Jade Empire.
And I really like Jade Empire. But for some odd reason, I can't get into BioWare. That's the company.
Yeah.
I
said BioWare.
Yeah, sorry. But, like, BioWare, since they're behind Dragon Age, which they are going to be continuing, I've gotten news of that.
As well as the KOTOR series, as I recall.
Yes, that's the new part, is that apparently they got the go-ahead from Disney to continue doing a KOTOR 3. Nice. However, it's not going to be... KOTOR 3 is not going to be part of KOTOR 1 or 2.
Oh.
Because since KOTOR 1 or 2 was technically at a part considered extended canon, KOTOR 3 is going to be Disney's extended canon. And yes.
Which makes sense in a way because one of the first things Disney did was say, "Oh yeah, you know what? All your guys' extended canon, yeah, it's all bullshit."
Exactly. So as such, I would really love to see BioWare return to Jade Empire. Even if
I don't know if they ever would. It's been a while. I think if they were going to, they would have to start first and foremost with a reboot phase.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that the one thing I do recall was Jade Empire wrapped itself up completely. Like, there was no room. But it's
Which
still...
is something no game company does nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, even freaking Mass Effect, at the end of 3, they still, like, if you got one of the endings showed off, like, oh, hey, there's still more room for improvement. And
yeah, it's like one of those, the end, ... or is it?
Pretty much. So, whereas Jade Empire, since this was back in the age of literally when games, you weren't quite sure if you were going to get a sequel or not, and so you had to write endings that if there was going to be a sequel, it was going to be with somebody completely different.
And if there isn't going to be a sequel, you've wrapped it up so neatly that your fans aren't, boycotting anything else you come up with for the next 12 years.
Exactly. But as such, it is one of those Kingdoms of Amalur, I would say, it fills a weird niche because I kind of like the choice system of Mass Effect, but I hate the characters, and I hate the Renegade/Paragon system. But I also don't like Dragon Age because I feel like the main characters in most of them are literally railroaded into whatever they are. Admittedly, like Eddie, if he had joined us, would probably be voicing his opinion right now. Very, very vehemently. About how the fact that Dragon Age is very open-ended, and it's like... I've played Skyrim. Skyrim is very open-ended. Whereas Dragon Age, I feel it's like everything leads to one point. So...
Yeah, well, yeah, and that is the thing, is that is something that actually bothered me to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Dragon Age was very